All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the ODF Fire Protection Weekly Briefing for Monday, August 12th. This is Ron Graham, Deputy Chief of Fire Protection. I'll be facilitating the call today. I want to do a quick roll call first with our area representatives. Who do we have on from Northwest Oregon area?
Morning, Rob. Robbie Lefebvre, Assistant Area Director for Northwest.
Morning, Robbie. How about Southern Oregon area?
Good morning, Ron. Dave Larson here.
Good morning, Dave. And Eastern Oregon area?
Morning, Ron. Gina Miner, Assistant Area Director, Eastern Oregon.
Good morning, Gina. All right, we'll be going through our typical briefing agenda for today, and just want to say thanks to all those partners and folks attending the call, as well as all the partners that continue to support us through the 2024 wildfire season. We still have resources coming in from all over the country and internationally with our Canadian partners through the Northwest Compact, as well as our National Guard that's been activated for quite some time. So welcome and thank you all. With that, we'll go ahead and turn it over to TZA for the latest fire weather forecast and fire potential updates.
Good morning, everyone. This is an update for Monday, August 12th. So we'll go through the hazards and warnings that are in effect right now. We'll take a look at the thunderstorm potential, and along with that, a precipitation check, and then go through the significant fire potential indices for some of our districts around the state, and then take a quick glance at the forecast. We'll do the NOAA 6 to 10 day forecast, look at this week's temperatures and relative humidity, and then we'll round out with the Northwest Coordination Center's fire potential outlook. So we do have a red flag warning in effect from 11 p.m. tonight through 8 p.m. Tuesday for lightning in Eastern Oregon. And you'll see from some future slides here, Northeast Oregon as well. And then we have some air quality alerts going on in the southern portion of the state and some in the eastern portion of the state. So today there is instability over central and northeast Oregon, and the forecast is calling for mixed wet and dry isolated thunderstorms, especially overnight. And on the graphic on the left, you can see that isolated dry thunderstorms, that kind of a brown patch there, taking the usual track right through the state. NWCC reminds us to watch out for winds through Cascade Gaps as this fast-moving system kind of goes through. We've got a low-pressure trough, a series of them that are going to be coming through. And Northwest, the National Weather Service in Medford is reminding us that smoke may help us out a little bit and inhibit thunderstorm development. And so today and tomorrow, we'll see that instability cut through the state and then move off to the east. On Thursday, there's going to be east side scattered showers with thunderstorms, and west side, the light rain is forecasted. So there's a graphic on the right produced by ODF smoke management meteorologists that give us thunderstorm probabilities. And we can see Monday and Tuesday for much of the areas on the east side, there's elevated potential there for thunderstorms. And then as we go into Thursday, Friday, there's another round of thunderstorms. And in this case, moisture is forecasted. And let's take a look at the probability of precipitation as we go through the week. You can see that coastal drizzle influence already, some trace moisture with thunderstorms in the northeast of the state is expected overnight into Tuesday and Tuesday evening. And then Thursday is the next chance for some moisture. We've got a current influence of westerly onshore flow. We've been like this for a couple of days now, and this low pressure affecting our region. And so you've already experienced some little bit cooler temperatures, some high cloud cover, and a deeper upper level trough is on its way from the north as we head into the weekend next week. So Thursday and Friday, there's a better chance of these scattered showers. But you have significant fire potential. We've got indices that have tapered off because of the cooler temperatures, a little bit higher humidity we've experienced. Northeast Oregon still in the upper areas there. but again, forecasted to go a little bit lower. So just kind of browsing around the state, we're looking at South Cascade. They're up into the high, very high, but forecasted to go lower, about average for the season. This is about where we normally are with the indices. And then we'll take a look at Coos Fire Protective Association. We haven't looked at those guys too closely this year yet. And again, up into the high category, but tapering off through the week. Northeast Oregon has been up at elevated levels for quite a while especially through July, but some blips of coming down and tapering down, forecasted to go down toward minimums within the next week. 1,000-hour fuels, opposite trend here, forecasted to go up. So that's good news all around for all areas. So the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook is looking like near normal temperatures for Oregon and for the region really. And precipitation, looking at above normal precipitation, but those probabilities of precipitation daily, they don't seem very strong, but we'll definitely welcome it when it arrives. Quick glance at the temperatures through the week. We're in the 70s and 80s around the state, and it's a welcome cool down this week. And we've got good overnight recovery temperatures in the high 40s and low 50s, kind of all over the state. So that's looking better. And the humidity, again, much better overnight recoveries. We're still in the 30s and 40s on the west side, in the teens and 20s on the east side in Southwest Oregon. It's cooler, but still a little bit on the dry side. Thursday and Friday is going to be a little bit better. Northwest Coordination Center is calling for an elevated burn environment and high trigger for lightning in Eastern Oregon. That's Northwest 11 and Northwest 12 predictive service areas. And so I've just kind of illustrated that from the map view and the chart view, so you can see kind of where those areas are concentrated. So we have this welcome cool down this week. We've got high cloud cover, humidities are up, overnight recoveries are a little bit better, indices have tapered down. It's a little bit of a breather here. We do have that mixed wet, dry thunderstorms in south central up toward northeast Oregon, but we are expecting these incoming pulses of low pressure troughs forecasted, and then better chances of a little bit more widespread moisture by Thursday. And that's end of report. Ron, thank you.
All right, great. TZA will keep our fingers crossed for a little bit of moisture to come in and give us some help. We need all the help we can get. We remain at the National Fire Preparedness Level 5, as well as in the Northwest geographic area and our ODF activity as well. There's still 24 large uncontained fires in Oregon and 7 additionally in Washington. We continue to be the busiest geographic area in the country. We currently have various teams deployed, with the exception of no NEMO teams deployed right now. 12 complex incident management teams deployed in Oregon, 2 Type 1, and those are the ODF teams, 0 Type 2, and 1 Oregon State Fire Marshal team. ODF Team 1 is deployed on the Lane 1 Cottage Grove complex. Team 2 deployed to the Dixon Fire. And ODF Team 3 will be up and available starting today or tomorrow. The Oregon State Fire Marshal Green Team is the team deployed with Team 2 on the Dixon incident. We're quickly approaching almost 600 fires, stat fires for ODF protection. Year to date, 578 fires. We have about 191,000 direct protection ODF statistical acres burned. When you add that in with our impact acres, we're looking more like 240,000 acres. Statewide, we're approaching 1,400 fires, 1,399 fires year to date, with 1.5 million acres burned to date. We'll get a rundown on large fires as well as initial attack activity from our areas, starting with Robbie, Northwest Oregon area.
Morning, everyone. Robbie Lefebvre, Assistant Area Director for Northwest Oregon. So currently I have no new accidents or injuries to report. So just want to thank everybody out there in Northwest. We know we're tired, so just keep doing the good things and look out for each other. For our industrial fire protection level, we have an IFPL of 1 along the coast in Northwest 1 and West Oregon 1, and then it's an IFPL of 2 across the rest of the area. When you move into public use restrictions, it kind of mimics that of our IFPLs, where we are moderate along the coast and high elsewhere. So we just ask people to be vigilant and know what the fire restrictions are as they're out there using public lands. For the area fire situation, for the Lee's Fall fire, that's in the Forest Grove district outside of Hag Lake. We have an ODF Type 3 team on the fire. The fire is currently 290 acres, but it's 100% lined. I do want to say we had 60 plus adults in custody from 2 facilities, South Fork and Coffee Creek. So thanks to those crews for showing up to help us, as well as all the contract crews and landowners that responded to that fire, as well as the Salem support team there. They really helped us out to get some resources that we needed. So I really feel that we did well on that one. The other fire I want to mention is the Sandstone fire. That's on the North Cascade district. That's being managed by the Northern Rockies Team 2, which is also managing Whiskey Creek fire. It's 605 acres, and it's about 1 mile, a little over 1 mile from ODF protected lands. And we are tied in with the team managing the fire, and we're going to the daily briefings and listening to them. So we'll stay tied in on that one. So for resources outside of the area, I'll just say the area is at drawdown for us right now, especially with the Lee's Fall fire and having an ODF Type 3 team of mostly Northwest employees on it. For severity needs, we currently don't have any at this time. And then, for issues or concerns, you all know me at this point, so I'm just going to say be kind to one another, but also be kind to yourself. Take those moments that you can to relax and to rest, because we're still in it here, and you got to put on your oxygen mask first before you can help others. So just do that and be good, and end the report. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Robbie. As always, thanks for that message and putting that reminder out there to folks to take care of themselves and each other. Let's turn to the Southern Oregon area with Dave.
Good morning, everyone. No accidents to report. We did have 1 injury. It was a bee sting. Patient was treated and released, and they're back to work. Weather, moderating conditions expected for the upcoming week. Had a morning rain push inland, and we expect that over the next couple of days. Afternoon temperatures will be in the mid 80s. RH is around 30 to 40%. Under a fairly stable Haynes 4 conditions. We may see some light precipitation at the coast by the weekend. As far as ERCs and fire danger, we're in extreme fire danger in Southwest Oregon District, high all others. We're in IFPL level 3 in the valleys and 2 along the coast. I expect our ERCs to decrease some by the weekend. Fire activity, we had light to moderate IA across the area this past weekend. The largest fire was the 1,800 acre Dixon fire. It's currently 0% contained. It's located just east of Tiller in the DFPA district. ODF Team 2, Howard assumed command this morning. Fire started on Saturday at about 2:30 in the afternoon with rapid rates of spread. OSFM Green Team was mobilized for structural protection. Currently have 43 in a level 3, 1 in a level 2, and 42 structures in a level 1. Moving along to lane 1 up there in South Cascades, ODF Team 1 Hessel is on that fire. Is currently showing 21,658 acres, 13% containment. Burning operations have been successful to date, and we do anticipate future fire growth in the next 5 to 7 days as lines are tightened up. Currently, we have 1,324 personnel assigned to this fire. For resources, with 2 teams out, districts are at drawdown. IA capacity is currently 7-day effective, and aviation resources are available. End of report unless there's any questions.
All right, great. Thank you, Dave. And let's close out the area reports with Eastern Oregon area. Gina.
All right, good morning, everyone. So no major safety incidents to report this week in EOA. We do continue to have minor incidents, but there is not an uptick this week, so that is a good sign. EOA is still holding an extreme fire danger across the area, and like TZA said, there is lightning predicted this week. IFPL 3 in Wasco and Hood River County, and we also have IFPL 4 in Klamath. Initial attack continues to be steady for us through the area, and the large fire updates. Overall, the area is getting to a good place with most of our fires that are on the landscape. The Mattle Mountain Complex near Ukiah, that fire is almost 183,000 acres and has reached 77% containment. The Town Gulch fire up near Baker is near 18,000 acres, just over that, and 37% containment. The Falls Fire near Burns, just over 150,000 acres and 81% containment. And the Whiskey Creek Fire near the Dalles, in the Dalles unit, has 0% containment and has a team in place, and they are doing good work on that fire. I do want to note that RFPAs have responded to over 115 fires this year, and they continue to be an asset for initial attack. And EOA wants to appreciate the complete and coordinated system, teamwork, cooperation, and support that everyone has given us so far this fire season, and we couldn't do it without your help. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gina. As mentioned, resources continue to remain very limited. We continue to utilize all of our state-to-state compact resources, as well as our state local partners, and 4 hand crews through the National Guard still deployed on the Falls Fire, and looking to probably continue with additional National Guard crews. We continue to see our available Type 2 crew numbers through our incident resource agreements dwindling in the single-digit numbers with limited crews available daily. We have currently 126 Type 2 crews deployed through our incident resource agreements. Moving on now to an aviation resource update with State Aviation Coordinator Sarah Pro.
Good morning, Ron. Thank you. So today, all of our severity program exclusive use aircraft are still heavily engaged in IA efforts across the state and supporting large fires where possible. In addition, we do have about 20 call when needed helicopters engaged in large fires across the state that are also contributing to IA where possible. To date, severity aircraft have flown approximately 1,183 hours, and that's up 213 just since last week. So a lot of flight happening. Helicopters have delivered over 3,200 buckets to incidents this season, and exclusive use aircraft combined have delivered 850,000 gallons of water, over 256,000 gallons of retardant, and 328,000 gallons of gel to incidents across the state. At this point, we have exceeded the 9-year average total flight hours for the program, and this could potentially be a record season. I think 2018, we had about 2,002 hours across the program. So definitely a lot of flight time this season. For the ODF multi-mission aircraft, it is staffed and on standby in Central Oregon for nighttime detection missions. To date, they have detected 22 new and unreported fires and have flown near 50 hours. We still have 4 Oregon National Guard helicopters deployed across the state. There are 2 medevac platforms, which are pre-positioned in John Day for east side coverage and Roseburg for west side coverage. For awareness, the Roseburg medevac will be demobilizing on Wednesday, August 14th at the end of shift. There will be more to follow on a possible repositioning of the remaining medevac platform to better serve the needs. And the 2 suppression aircraft have contributed to efforts on the Battle Mountain Complex Cottage Grove fires and are now being reassigned to the Dixon fire. Pending any questions, Ron, that's all I have.
All right, great. Thank you, Sarah, for that update. Let's go now to ODF Safety Manager Eric Pineda.
Morning, ODF Safety Wellness Coordinator. So last week we had 1 yellow sheet. It was with a contract crew following in the dust too close and rear-ended a low boy. So let's make sure that we keep our distance and low visibility. Also had a bee sting and a back injury. So let's make sure that we're doing proper lifting techniques, and that is all I have.
That's really good news, Eric. With a season like this, with record aviation hours potentially, and I'm not sure where we'll track at the end of it with our exposure hours overall, but tremendous exposure hours and effort. It's really good to hear a little bit of stabilization in our safety occurrences and incidents out there. We'll move to closing. We're going to turn to ODF Chief of Fire Protection, Chris Klein, and close with State Forester, Cal Mokomoto.
Come on here. You got me, Ron?
You bet. Thank you.
Okay, because I don't see myself on screen, so I'll pretend I'm there. Hey, welcome, folks. Appreciate again all of your support, not just during this brief out, but around the clock, from week to week, turning into month to month. Very much appreciate it. I'm looking at the stats of this and trying to, every week, I'm looking at the stats of where we're at and where we fall into the mission compared to what normal is, if there is such a term anymore, and what our support level's at. I feel really good. Ron mentioned some stats about the large fires in the region. 31 large fires is what I was tracking, 24 in Oregon, 78 on the national level. So we've got 40% of the large fires in the United States right now are right here in the Pacific Northwest. And of that, we have 17 large incident management teams out of 28 nationally. So we've got 40% of the fires, but 60% of the team resources, the high level management resources. So Pacific Northwest, state of Oregon, we're doing really good as far as that goes, as far as the national support. And then internally, staff's done some great work, leveraging relationships in our state-to-state agreements, as well as compact. We have 19 states, 1 Canadian province, 1 Canadian territory, 455 people. And so a huge amount of work locally that staff is doing to leverage every relationship we can to make this a successful event for Oregonians. Looking at the calendar stuff, I talked about acreage stats last year and compared to year to date. Last week I talked about the year to date acreage stats. I'm not going to touch on that, but I am going to note that we fired off in our large fire several weeks earlier than normal. We're probably 6 weeks in now, where we should only be maybe 3 to 4 weeks into our large fires. And we have 6 weeks to go. And looking at our team deployments, we have 7 ODF team deployments out right now. And these are all just important to just build the realization of where we're at. And I'm looking back through the stats back to 1954, I believe it is. No, 56, 68 years. There's only been 5 times where we've had more than 7 team deployments. So 7% of the time we've had more than now. So we are pushing that upper threshold of almost a 70-year span with our incident management teams. And we're only 50% of the way through what I would determine our normal fire season is. So anyhow, just some food for thought as people are planning and thinking and, making critical decisions both now and into the future, supporting the program in the way that you all support us. That's a pretty monumental summer again with again, 50% of the work left potentially. So I think that's what I have. I will stop and let our state forester, Mr. Mokomoto, close us out. Thank you, Ron.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Those are great facts. And in fact, it's August 12th, and I think we've been at this since July 7th. And or it was, huh? Okay. But I like to ODF and our partner agencies and all our partners, I'd like to extend my sincere appreciation to each and one of you. Your steadfast commitment to ensuring the safety of Oregonians in Arctic forests is truly commendable. Throughout various challenges and hazardous situations, you have displayed exceptional resilience and fortitude. Your collaborative efforts and astute decision-making have had a considerable impact on protecting lives and property. I just want to say, please continue to uphold the camaraderie and passion that define our profession. I want to recognize your hard work, honor your sacrifice, and express my gratitude for your selfless service. But I want to say, even with the higher fuel moistures and maybe cooler temperatures, keep a razor sharp focus on staying safe, stay strong, and continue to approach the fire season with the unwavering unity and determination that characterizes your actions. Thank you all for your outstanding contributions.
All right. Thank you both, Chris and Cal, for that excellent leadership. With that, we'll close the briefing for today, and we will be back next Monday. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.